Hello again, guys, and welcome to our Derail Valley series, episode number 4. You join us on a quite nice looking morning here in the early hours of the morning, 5 AM, well, it's not really early hours, but 5 AM, and we're down at the goods factory in town still. Notice the puddles on the floor, by the way, that are still around from last night's rain. It's now the morning, it's coming up to 6 AM. We're ready to get to work, so let us get back in here. Now, if you missed the end of episode 3, we were unable to get the license that we wanted. We wanted to get the multiple unit license, but unfortunately, we need the concurrent orders license first to get that. So, we have a choice to make. Do we want to get... we could get the SO60 license, which I don't think we really want at this stage in time. We can get a train length license, or we can get the concurrent orders license. I feel like personally the concurrent license is probably going to be and then get the multiple unit opportunity is the one to do first. So we can press print for details actually to get information on it. So the concurrent orders 1 license, that allows us to do 2 orders at the same time. Cost of that is 10,000. The insurance copay is plus 4,000, and the time bonus deadline is minus 2%. So, some information on previous sample, you can buy the license. Yeah, right. So, we should be able to get this license for 10,000. Now, we have in our wallet 38,000. That leaves us with 28,000 left. We now have the concurrent orders license. So, this allows us to do 2 orders at the same time. That means that we can now do what we want to do. We can actually get the multiple working license, but we can't afford it right now. If we press on that, we don't have, or frustratingly, we don't have enough. We need a couple of thousand. Now, let's have a little read of what it says. This license allows you to run multiple locomotives from a single cab and connects using a compatible cable. Useful when needing extra power, which we obviously do at the moment using the diesel electric 2 locomotive. We obviously do need that. So we need to probably get on with trying to get that after our next job. So we've got this next job to do. We will do this one just to make sure we get the money that we need and to get us back on track, really. Okay, I've done it again. I was supposed to work out where the train is first. I hope it's where we were before. D3, so it's in D yard, which is where we were before, but I've just realised I've accepted this and we needed to service the loco, didn't we? Oh, what an idiot. What an absolute idiot. Right. Okay, so... Well... okay, let me think of a way out of this then. What was the track where the train is? It's on... Load and prepare a train with ISCA tooling, ISCA electronics and ISCA chemicals for departure. Okay, so hang on. It's a shunting hall, isn't it? It's not a... Oh, I've got something that I don't need. Chuck that on the floor. And that. Where's the one that I'm actually supposed to do? There we are. Let's say I've picked stuff up that I don't need. I was reading, I was like, what the hell's this on about? Right, D30 is that. D30 is our track. Get down to the end of the sidings. D30 we need... Here it is. So it's this rake of container wagons here. There. So it's CFF 759. It's got a mixed rake, so it's CBX 544, CBX 891, and lastly CFF 654. So that's our train. Right. So what we've got to do is we're going to work double-headed this time. Instead of working top and tail, we'll work double-headed. We want to run the other engine round first because we're not going to really use that. We're going to mainly use the one that's on the end that we just passed there. We want this one on the front first. So we already did a handbrake on that set of wagons, so we just need to go between here, uncouple, should have done the cocks first, but anyway. Right. We need to start our engine up obviously first as well. So electrics to on. There we go. Right, reverser on, brakes are off, we're uncoupled. Well, I'm just let me get outside and do the... Just checking, trying to get the brakes fixed here because I've messed the brakes up, I think. We obviously have the handbrake on as well. There we go. So now we can put the brakes in, take the brakes off, and we should be good to go this time. There we go. So we want to go into the head shunt, and then we need to work out we can actually get through the yard first. So we're going into the head shunt. We're not going to bother servicing here, we'll service at the harbour when we get back there. That's the viaduct that we were on, nearly ended up on in episode 3 if I hadn't noticed where I was going. It was going to be a colossal ever. Right, quick, get some brakes in. Right, let's see. Do we have a track we can go down that's not already occupied? Please tell me that last one has space. Yes, right, thank God for that. That was nearly another ever. Okay, so we want to check these points. Left, left, left all the way. We do have some headlights on, although not much. We've still got a headlight on the other end, haven't we? Yeah, so we need tail lights on that end and... reverse to forward. Lights on the rear want to be a tail light, light on the front wants to be a headlight. Brakes off. Toot. Give the windscreen a good wipe because I think it hasn't been wiped since last night really, so it needs it. Okay, so we need to get through here. We didn't need to do that. And our line is line 30, so D30. So stop it around here. Points are set. We can now set back onto the train. See, this is why people tell you to look for your train first, because I've wasted, by the time we've done this, I'll have wasted 10 minutes, if not 15, just faffing about looking for the train and getting coupled up. This is why it's important to find your train using the carriage wagon numbers, I guess, first, before you actually go and do anything serious. Oh, that was oh, come on, that was perfect. It wasn't intentionally perfect, but it was pure luck, really. But it looked good. Okay, so we get the brake pipe connected up there. Do the cocks on it. Then let's go and get our other loco and put that on. At least the engine's running, unless we got it started up anyway. And the reason we're doing this again is because we don't have the multiple working license, and we also don't want to risk we don't want to risk it where we have a situation where we might stall again, and we don't want to stall because we've stalled once already, and it costs time, and time costs money if you stall. And what's also costing at the moment is this. That's gonna have to just stay then. I can't do it. Yeah, that's just going to have to stay. I haven't got time to play. Let's see if we can connect the coupling up. That's somebody else's problem. Whoever's working in yard later on, that's your problem, mate. I'm in a hurry. Nice lighting in here at the minute. I'm starting to get cocky now. I'm starting to thrash the locos around the yards, which is not a good sign, because that's opening me up to making a massive error at some point, I'm sure. Probably usually moments before I smash straight into the loco whilst I'm running around. Right, we're ready to run back onto the train. Okay, so let's get coupled up and let's get going. Now, instead of looking behind me, I'm just going to use the F4 HUD here. Make my life a bit easier trying to couple onto the train. At least it's nice, beautiful Derail Valley summer's morning. Need to turn the headlights off on the other unit. We don't need that on. Probably just smash the bloody headlights doing that. Jesus. I'll never learn. Oh, we're sure to get onto there to couple up. That's a definite tight coupling, that. Alright, air hoses. See, this is where we need the multiple unit license to actually connect those pipes up. So for anybody that missed episode 3, basically the multiple unit hose would allow us to run 2 locos concurrently using the same power source, basically using the same power handle and brake handle and everything. If I want to use these locos together at the moment, because those hoses aren't connected and because I don't have the multiple unit license, we have to man them separately. So I'd have to run between the locos powering up, which is what we'll have to do if we come across a steep. Let us take a screenshot and then, finally, let us get going. Because we're currently probably running quite late and we haven't really got anywhere yet. Okay, so our route out of here is to go right round the outside through C Yard. We're in D at the moment, so we need to go straight forward all the way through. What's on now? Oh, loco brake. Well, that'd explain why we can't move, wouldn't it? Dear oh dear. This is why multiple unit working is required. Just to make your life a bit easier. Give it a bit of a shove. As I said, we're still showing full fuel in there, so we shouldn't have any issues with fuel problems. Right, we're on the move. We can control it from one loco now, really. So we're working our way out the goods factory in town. Technically we could have brought one of those other locos with us, but yeah, we don't need 3 at this point, and then if we end up with all the locos in one place at some point, that wouldn't be wise either, so let's get cracking. Have a little watch of our little train coming out the yard. Here we come. I have to admit, I really like this idea of this view. Already starting to go hazy and sort of looking a bit worse the wear when it comes to weather. Problem is, consider getting the power shot off instead of taking photos and messing about. So we need to work our way straight through this next set of yards, which is around this corner. So we're set to go left, then right, which is through the station. I'd really like to do a passenger train at some point. You can hear any dog collar noises, by the way. I currently have one border collie on the floor next to me rolling around on his back, and the other one just sort of sat being stupid. Trying to do a recording with 2 border collies in the room is not easy. Trying to do it with 1 is hard enough. So we've gone round in a big loop here, around the edge of the site. The D yard that we came out of to start with is down there. I love how the puddles have now dried up. It seems to simulate the way that it's been raining in the wet veil and stuff afterwards quite well. Okay, so our task today is from here, the goods factory in town, through the steel mill to the harbour in town, without this extended bit that we did earlier, yesterday. Sort of direct, straight through. .70 limit, downhill. Should be a nice easy thrash really, this to start with at least. I love how the loco behind us is sort of bouncing around. The sounds are actually really, really good, I think. I'm not sure what you guys think, but the sound and everything, the sort of atmosphere that it gives is really, really quite impressive. The sensation of movement and everything. I'm going to run with the door open for a while so you guys can hear like the loco noises and everything, the flange noises, as you can hear now. I need to get down to 60 for this curve. Already set to go left because that's where we came from. .50 limit. I do love the sensation of movement though, it is really, really good. So level track, full power, let's go. What was the time bonus on this job? 56 minutes, that's going to be tough. I don't think we'll do that today because that's a long job. It took us 83 minutes with the various farces coming. Obviously when we come across any serious hills such as the one out of the steel mill, I'm going to have to get ready and put the power on the back loco as well, because we're only running 1 loco at the moment. We're flying back here. Maybe flying a bit too much. No, 70's alright. 70 limit. Window hanging. A bit of old window hanging there. Is there a button for flailing? Quite a fresh little loco this. Just watching the temperature gauges getting up there. But we're managing nicely, holding 70 kilometres an hour. I could jump in the back loco if I wanted to and give us a bit more, but at this point I'm just going to hold it. Quite a hazy day weather-wise today. A lot different to what it was yesterday. I quite like it actually. It's nice how it has this variance. So we're coming around towards, not far from where the tutorial was held, which is there. Again, we're running nicely, 70 kilometers an hour. Temperature a little on the high side, but I'm hoping we can sort of power through and not need to be messing about with turnings, you know, shutting power off and stuff like that. Not sure if there's a bit of a climb before we get up to the tutorial junction. We are burning through fuel quite quickly, I notice. Yeah, it is a climb here, look. 0.9, so we're going to see the speed drop off. It's 50 through the steel mill area, so we need to slow down anyway. In fact, let's get shut power off now. And get ourselves in the second loco. Get ourselves in here, ready to power up this second engine for the climb away from the steel mill. So we're already dropping to 50, so let's get full power applied in here. Okay, 60 limit. We're doing 50. Give it the beans. And see if we can make it up the hill. Just shutting off because it's obviously we're going a bit quick at the minute. Oh, to hell with it. Let's give it full power. Come on. Full ahead. My lords. That door shut. My compass is on floor. Oh, bloody hell, fire. Ooh! Jesus Christ, I forgot that kink was there. 60, but we're doing 70s. Is this too much? I think we'll be okay. Myself, I reckon we're alright. We're going to lose speed anyway. Oh, there's a bit of a kink in the track again. I'm going to leave it. Woohoo! Storming. So we should be okay getting over the summit now with 2 locos on full power. I can't even see us losing that much speed, to be honest with you. In fact, I'm going to get myself in the back loco ready to shut it off. Quite easy to switch between them actually. Okay, so we need to be ready again to turn left at this junction coming up. We don't want to go straight on. So we want to go left and we want to head towards the harbour eventually. It's already set to go left because we came from around there yesterday. Power off. I'd say that was a very successful climb. We're going to get steady around this curve here because it's quite a sharp one. Shall we try and recreate the screenshot that I failed to get that time before in the old series? Anyone that watched the old series will remember I went plunging down that embankment there because I was trying to get a wonderful screenshot of this wonderful viaduct, and well, it didn't end well. Oh, you'll see the tree getting hit out of the way there. Well, you won't see it from this distance, but the tree did get hit out of the way, I can assure you. We've got headlights on the back. Why? Don't need headlights on the back. So we're coming down now literally to the harbour and town, so we need to get the brakes applied ready for this curve. because this will be a 40 curve, I would imagine. Not sure why that bit of banking looks like it's floating, it's a bit weird. Must be the ballast overhang, I guess. May not be 40 around here. Yeah, it is 40. I'm going to say I thought it would because it looks really sharp on the map. We are downhill here, so I need to keep some brakes going on. Because this is the big sort of drop down into the harbour itself. Well, hopefully not into the harbour itself, but you know what I mean, to the harbour side. It wouldn't be a surprise if I ended up in the harbour itself. At least we can see it this time. Last time we arrived it was pitch dark. And minus 2.3, so we've got to keep that in mind as well. If ever we work a train out with the harbour, you've got to remember it's a 2.3% gradient just to that junction there. So it goes back to a 40 limit on this curve. That limit change there just catches you out. It's 60 for like 100 yards. So again, we'll stop at the entrance to the harbour, work out exactly where we need to go, what the plan is to get in there. As somebody said in the comments, when they find themselves going into a dead end yard or whatever, they will reverse in, and that's something I'm going to try and do if I need to do that today. We'll reverse into the yard. Just going to keep speed nice and steady because we are coming down literally into the junction itself right now. There's the final approach. Remember, we've got that extra weight of the loco behind, so it is quite a harder train to stop now. Especially we're on a steepish shot gradient. We need to go to... I've coupled already. We're going to the harbour and town, and we want to be on G5I. Now, to find G5I, we need to go on this map to the harbour, which is HB. We are coming in from the west again, like we did yesterday. We want to go past everything until we get to where we turned off for siding D. Before we get to yard E, we need to turn right and then left into siding G. So it's after the triangle, basically. So I'm not going to be able to reverse into there really without a lot of faffing about, so it's going to be easy just going forwards and run round, I think. Ready for the next job. So let's get the brakes off, power on. So we're going left here, which is correct. Careful not to blow a traction motor. Don't want any flashovers whilst we're getting into the yard. Again, it is harder work to get the thing to move when we've got a lot of dead weight with it in terms of the electro loco on the, on the coupling as well, because we haven't got the multiple units going. So it's a left here, right would take us into the depot. And then we get past the triangle, we want to turn right. Past the triangle, turn right, then turn left. Turn that to the left. So this is the triangle where we went on the last job. Well, the last job that we came to the harbour on, the first job essentially. And then we want to turn right here. we're going to turn right, then turn left afterwards. Which it looks like it's already set for us. Probably coming in there a little bit hot. Those wheels don't look too healthy going around there. So that would take us to D straight on. To the left takes us into G. And again, we'll get ready to stop here because we need to check our lines and stuff going into the sidings. G5I is the second one. It's there. Second one in, I believe. Yep, so we want to be right at the first set, right at the second set, and then left at the third set. So, right, then left. There we go. Right. Brakes off. Power on. Toot. Oh, no, it's lights. We'll drop these off and then we'll go and have a look and see about getting the correct license that we want for multiple units. Anyway, here we'll do because we've already cleared the points at the back. Let's get down in between. Don't really want that swinging around from the local. We please throw it over. Please throw it over. Thank you. Alright, that's the locos uncoupled. We need to get a handbrake on. Then we need to find the office, which is sort of over this direction, I believe. Isn't it one of these buildings over here? There it is. So we need to get in the office. Oh, there's still puddles around. Don't forget it rained recently. It's nearly 4 PM, so we've gone around a full day there doing that. Right, get our order. Here it is. So we need to validate this because we've done everything. There we go. So order report completed. Our cash is there, aren't? So we got £13,434 which is good. So the base payment was 8,900. We got a bonus because we were 10 minutes below the elapsed bonus time of 56, which is quite decent considering the amount of mistakes I made in terms of not, you know, doing it correctly in terms of. Oh, it is raining. It's actually raining now. In terms of I didn't park my local and stuff where it should have been to start with. So yeah, base payments and all that, all good, well done. Can file that away in the dustbin. On the floor next to it in the dustbin. There we go. So yeah, that completes our job here back from the goods factory in town to the harbour in town. We've done a great job, I reckon, there. Just before the rain started, just before we got peed on. So once again, guys, cheers for watching. Hope you enjoyed episode number 4. Join us in episode 5 where we will have that multiple unit license and we'll get it put to work and see what we can do. Thanks again, guys. See you later. Goodbye.